going to try to introduce the Alzheimer's Walk Talk here. How about, Melinda, would you like to say, introduce your guest? Because I can't apparently figure out what I'm doing, and it's kind of fun. I just like sitting here poking at this and looking weird in the front.
Well, this is Marty.
Hi, my name is Marty.
Marty. So we have the walk again this year, Walk to End Alzheimer's on October 13th. We may or may not have received the email, but it sounds like the fellowship committee is trying to make this a RISE event as well. Yay! It is? It's good. Okay, it's done. You guys are going. It's free to register, so it's actually just, even though it's a kind of a grim subject, it's actually a really fun event. There's lots of hope, and a lot of people get excited. And I know Romy will probably be on board with this, but the theme is purple, obviously, and so we have people that'll dress up in tutus, or Rotary can do something exciting. But it's at 9 on October 13th. And Marty will talk more about it. But I also put down on the table, because Rachel and I, we lost both of our grandparents to Alzheimer's. So we've been involved in it the last 3 years. And this year we have a huge team. And Humboldt Cider Co. is doing Ciders for Nonprofits for us on October 9th. So I put a flyer on some of the tables too if you guys want to come and support. And we're doing a big raffle. So drinking is not required, although I know that's what you guys will do. But there is a raffle, so if you want to just come and do the raffle, that's too. But anyways,
do we have a team?
You do not. Tammy we emailed you guys to see which email she needs to use to set it up, so if you guys just want to let her know, it doesn't matter what email, because once the team captain sets it up, whoever's going to be the team captain, then you can register from just join team. It's super easy to register, so each member can do that. But she got the email last night, so not everyone probably.
So we'll get her link to the teams.
Yeah. Or you can start a new one too.
Well, thanks. I appreciate you folks giving me some time this morning and learning more about the walk. The walk is October 13th, so it's only a couple of weeks away. It's the third year of the event, so it's still small and growing, but it has become quite passionate. Why is it passionate? We found out this year we have 3,000 people in Humboldt and Delaware counties that have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. That is staggering. You don't hear about it, do you? Mostly the caregivers are just frantically trying to take care of their loved ones that have the disease. The other stat that changed this year, which was very remarkable, was that last year Alzheimer's was the 5th leading cause of death in California. It is now number 3. It's an epidemic, folks. People still aren't talking about it. I don't know why. But we will do our best to educate as many people as fast as possible. Essentially, we're living longer because we are healthier. We made progress against many of the diseases, cancer, diabetes, heart disease. As we live longer, the odds of us getting Alzheimer's increase. 1 out of 3 people who are 65 are going to get Alzheimer's. And if you live to 85, you're either going to have it or take care of someone who has it. You are not going to escape this. It is coming. So I do this as a sense of urgency because it shows up when you least expect it. And it hit my family just a couple months ago. My wife happened to send out an email asking for funds from one of her relatives. And at first, she wasn't going to ask her to give. They're financially very strapped. But the email went out through Facebook, and it hit everybody, and so it hit this relative. And within 5 minutes, we found out her husband's been battling Alzheimer's for the last 10 years. And she hadn't told anyone in the family. She just dealt with it herself. That's what happens. There's just not the resources in place to battle this disease, but there is hope on the horizon. At an international conference this summer, 2 major breakthroughs happened. A drug that eliminates some of the plaque entangles develop in a human's brain that prevents the synapses from functioning properly. That's what causes Alzheimer's. They've been trying to develop a drug that would eliminate some of the plaque and tangles. 100 years, no progress. We now have a drug entering its third trial that actually eliminates some of the plaque, restoring 30% of cognitive functioning. That's huge. That has not happened before. But this is exactly what the researchers have been telling us, is the science we have today can cure most of mankind's diseases. The only thing stopping it, they don't have the money. So every 100 research study proposals that are on their desk, they can fund 2. The cure is there for just about everything that ails us. We just don't throw the money towards the diseases like we should. And then we complain about the consequences of having to continuously battle these diseases. So the other major breakthrough is fascinating because there's been speculation that people's lifestyle and diet impacted Alzheimer's. They created 2 trial groups of Alzheimer's patients. One group had to keep their blood pressure at around 140, another group at 120. Halfway through the study, they had to stop the 140 group because the 120 group was showing such great improvement, 19% gain in cognitive functioning, they thought it was unethical to continue the 140 group. So it really was the first scientific study to show that lifestyle and diet impacts Alzheimer's. They think 1/3 of dementia is preventable, 1/3. But every major disease we're fighting right now ties back to the fact we don't exercise like we should and we don't eat like we should. So whether you're battling cancer, diabetes, heart disease, it all comes back to the same thing. So why participate in the walk? Hope, support, raising valuable research dollars. October 13th, down at the Adorney Center. It starts at 10 o'clock. You can register in advance, just Google Humboldt County Walk to End Alzheimer's, or just show up the day of the event, register between 10 and 11, opening ceremonies between 11 and 11:30, and then the walk starts off at 11:30. We circle Halverson Park, Old Town, and the boardwalk. You're done by 1 o'clock. You got the rest of the day. And just supporting the people that really need the support. So last year we had a gentleman show up who had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's 2 weeks before. And he was lost. He's on our committee now. So him and his wife are helping out. So people show up and have heard and have not told anyone. And having us there to support them may be the only support they're going to get. I also make a plea to everyone to really support the Humboldt Senior Resource Center and their caregiver programs, and the fact that they have a daycare program in place for Alzheimer's patients. They also have something over at Mad River Hospital that is similar. So it's important to continue supporting those organizations as well. Any questions? Yes.
What about the genetic factor that I've heard about?
Genetic factor for Alzheimer's is only around 5%. So you can see a family where an uncle got it, a brother got it, mom and dad got it, no genetic link. So it's very strange how it works that way. Where you might see that in cancer being very prevalent, for a lot of the cancers is not so much in Alzheimer's.
I just did a 23andMe genetic test, and they had said that I have a marker, predisposition for it. So that came up. So
Interesting.
So yeah, I was kind of curious about that because they're linking. They're not saying that it's happening. It depends on lifestyle, as they're saying. But have a
So you may
predisposition.
have the genetic marker for
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So the recommendation for that, I'm talking to obviously medical staff
Right.
instead of me, is they have shown that those folks that stay socially engaged, engage their brain, exercise and eat right, blah, blah, blah,
Right,
all
right,
the
right.
stuff we've heard, right? It actually works. So the fact you're part of Rotary is a really good thing.
I just wanted you
Other questions?
Insurance. Are the insurance companies doing what they ought to help pay for care providers and that kind of thing? Or are they?
You know, that's a good question. I honestly don't have enough background to answer that one. I can only speculate at this point. There is a bill currently in front of the Senate for $440 million of additional research. I'm sure once we get through the drama of this week and the drama of next week, eventually it'll get signed and we can get something accomplished. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.